Daniel Callahan, accused in the murders of a Loranger mother and her daughter, is now back in Louisiana. Sometime this morning, he was moved from Madison County, Mississippi. He was booked into the Plaquemines Parish Jail. It sometimes houses prisoners in federal custody. A Tangipahoa Parish grand jury indicted Callahan with first-degree murder in the deaths of Callie Brunett and her 4-year-old daughter. Officials in Louisiana have insisted he and his alleged accomplice, Victoria Cox, should be tried in Louisiana first.